I'm Algimantas. I represent Creator, the Paradise Trinity I am, to this planet as his ambassador and apostle of Master Creator Son, who has bestowed himself on our planet 2,000 years ago in the identity of Jesus of Nazareth, and his partner, Creator Daughter Nebuchadnezzar. So I'm their apostle to this planet. My mission is to, first, speak out Creator's living word. The word that I speak out, this is Creator's word pronounced through my lips. That's why take heed of my words, because these are the words of Creator. If I may compare my mission, so my mission is like the continuation of the mission of very many prophets. And even more, the continuation of the mission of Moses, of Muhammad, of Jesus, of Sai Baba, of Machiavellian Melchizedek. It's truly great to represent Creator. I'm spiritually elevated within. I feel, actually, I live this Creator. The Paradise Trinity I am, these four personalities within me. I live them. My life is only the life of Creator himself. It's truly wonderful that I hear Creator's living word. I receive Creator's revelations and publish books of Creator's teachings, revelations in Lithuanian. Unfortunately, they are available in Lithuanian only. Of course, I do receive. Now, I don't receive anymore in English any of Creator's teachings. Meanwhile, I used to receive some of the revelations in English, then I would translate them into my native language, Lithuanian. I shared my revelations received from Creator with my American brethren, but in the course of our communication of maybe some 10 years, I realized that Americans are not spiritually inclined to open up to Creator as the Creator's sons and daughters. They are too much intellectually submerged either in some revelations they receive or into this epochal revelation, the Urantia book, but they do it on their intellectual level. Meanwhile, I set up the living religion and temple, and it's called the Paradise Trinity I am, living temple, living religion, the only religion and the only temple the world over without any material ritual. This is the sign of Creator. The three circles in pink and the blue background, also round. So this is the Paradise Trinity I am, hyphen in between the Paradise Trinity and I am. So this living religion and living temple has just two prayers. What is a prayer? It's our spiritual communion with Creator. Spiritual living communion with Creator. Once we open up as spiritual personalities, as spiritual sons and daughters of Creator, to our Father and Mother, to our Source and Center, to Creator, to the Paradise Trinity I am, to the four sources and centers that emit energy throughout the whole of creation. So everything is out of Creator's energy. All planets, all stars, suns, all life, just different modification of Creator's energy, just fitting the environment by this modification, by the frequency of these vibrations. Our life on this planet is just the initial one to our destiny, which is bestowed by Creator Himself upon our planet, upon all humans on the planet, all mortals, to reach Creator on Paradise. That's why, thanks to Jesus' successful mission on our world, now we have Creator's Spirit, Creator's fragment, thought adjuster, bestowed on our mind, and within our mind, each mortal has this fragment spirit of Creator. So this spirit is leading us from within, that we would successfully implement the destiny bestowed by Creator on each of us. As this is the destiny of all mortals on this planet. When Jesus was ending or nearing the end of his mission on this planet, just several days before the final episodes on this planet, he was aware that apostles, some of them, due to very earnest efforts by Simon Zealot and Peter, these two apostles, the weapons have been obtained, swords, and they carried them covered with their tunics, covered, and these cloaks didn't allow anyone to notice that there is a material weapon tied up upon their waists. But Jesus knew it. And one evening he assembled the apostles and address them by these words. My children, you have been here with me a long while, and I have taught you much that is needful for this time. But I would now warn you not to put your trust in the uncertainties of the flesh, nor in the frailties of man's defense against the trials and testing which lie ahead of us. I have called you apart here by yourselves, that I may once more plainly tell you that we are going up to Jerusalem, where you know the Son of Man has already been condemned to death. Again, am I telling you that the Son of Man will be delivered into the hands of the chief priests and the religious rulers, that they will condemn him and then deliver him into the hands of the Gentiles. And so will they mock the Son of Man, even spit upon him, and scourge him, and they will deliver him up to death. And when they kill the Son of Man, be not dismayed, for I declare that on the third day he shall rise. Take heed to yourselves and remember that I forewarned you. He didn't mention a single word about the weapons being hidden by some of the apostles, because not all the apostles leashed the swords on their waists. So in this episode, Jesus wanted to address the apostles' spiritual insight. No violence should be used to defend Jesus' material body, this flesh, within which there is a spiritual personality. Spiritual personality of Jesus as greater Son. When we see just the older source called the Bible, if we read from the Bible, the Ten Commandments, I will read from the Bible. Then God spoke all these words, saying, I'm the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. So one of the commandments, it's commandment 13. You shall not murder. You shall not murder. It's in the Old Testament. And that means you cannot apply force, because Commandment 16 requires you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. That means you have no right to lie. And Commandment 17 declares You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. Expand your outlook in the 21st century. You shall not covet your neighbor's territories, any territory for occupation that does not belong to you. You shall not apply any force. You shall not murder. That is, you cannot wage a single military conflict just to kill another one. You shall not murder. That's a warning. Jesus has also warned his apostles, don't submit to any human frailties, to the desires of the flesh. It is not the way out of the situation. And what Jesus taught the apostles, it's in John's Gospel. It's clearly spoken out. It's verse 15. If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish, and it shall be done for you. By this is my Father glorified, and you bear much fruit, and so prove to be my disciples. Just as the Father has loved me, I have also loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be made full. This is my commandment, that you love one another, just as I have loved you. Greater love has no more than this, that one lay down his life for his friends. You are my friends, if you do what I command you. No longer do I call you slaves, for the slave does not know what his master is doing, but I have called you friends. For all things that I have heard from the Father, I have made known to you. You did not choose me, but I chose you and appointed you, that you should go and bear fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatever you ask of the Father in my name, he may give to you. This is, I command you, that you love one another. Now it's the 21st century. If you look around, there are plenty of military conflicts. Different situations where murder is on a mass scale. Look at Israel, what Israel is doing with Iran. What Iran is doing with Israel. What Israel is doing in Gaza. It's against the commandments that Moses received from God. You shall not murder. Heed this commandment. There is no any defined or specified murder. No. It means no murder. And Jesus, next step, explains, love one another even as I loved you. Jesus was a Jew. Apostles were Jews. But they exceeded their Jewish origin. They embraced humanity. So this is the way to get matured spiritually. So now, in the 21st century, I'm speaking out Creator's word of truth and love. You live in illusion. Once you make such decisions to start, to provoke any military conflicts, and what is even worse, that you apply weapons and murder, even massacre little babies, children, elderly people, innocent people, and the blame lies on you as the leaders of any country that adopts such decisions and applies weapons to murder others just for a larger territory, to expand the territory. And in the Old Testament, it's written, you shall not covet your neighbor's house. So that's why you have no right, no excuse for any murder, for any additional meter to your land that has been taken out of your neighbors. That's an important statement, but this is the statement by Creator through my lips to all presidents. Take heed of this word and stop playing childish games that demand a lot of victimized lives in a material sense. Because one's spiritual personality is undestroyable, as it is the bestowal by Creator upon life. That's why you are in false trap that you have set up to yourselves by such political decisions and by implementing them and even misleading and falsifying all the reasons of these decisions, falsifying, trying to make an excuse in the eyes of others, and even in the eyes of your own nation. Once you try to make and force ordinary people to participate in your dirty schemes that require lives of their brethren. Because all humanity is brethren with one creator, the Paradise Trinity I am, one creator for all. There is no second creator. Creator is made of four personalities, of four sources and centers. And it's one in spiritual unity. All these four sources and centers, without any visible outer form, but they are the source and center of personality. They are the source and center of all energy. And as I've mentioned before, everything is made of Creator's energy, only in different frequencies of these vibrations. These are, well, different frequencies modified according to a different segment of creation and living beings in creation. So that's why. Listen to my words, because Creator has such sons who register, and not only register, but even reflect your thoughts from your own mind and in your own mind up to the source and center. That is up to Creator. And this happens instantaneously. And you cannot hide any thought, any vibration from Creator. And as I've told you, there is Creator's fragment, spirit, thought adjuster, operating within your mind. Even you look just the opposite direction from Creator. But nonetheless, your mind is also is bestowed with Creator's spirit, thought adjuster. So that's why all your motives, all your intentions, all your loudly pronounced any slogans trying to justify your own decisions, everything is registered and reflected up to Creator Himself. And you'll have just to stand on trial before Creator for your own life on this planet, as this is the initial planet on your way to paradise, to Creator, because we have the destiny, as I've also mentioned before, to reach Creator on paradise. If you decide, and this decision is ultimate, not to stay in creation and participate in evolutionary process that has been also designed by Creator, your will, the ultimate will, I repeat, the ultimate will shall be satisfied. You shall be annihilated as a separate identity of that personality. Meanwhile, all your good experiences shall be accumulated in the Supreme Being. This is the experiential deity. And all the useful, from the spiritual point of view, experience of any creature is also making its own impact on the personalization of this experiential deity, which is just personalizing in this universe age. It's not yet fully personalized. So this annihilated, or actually actually it shall be annihilated as identity, but this annihilation process shall be according to that creature's expressed ultimate will, rejection of the living path of evolution. So that's why Creator, being the source and center of free will, and he bestowed this gift, eternal gift, free will, upon every spiritual personality. And nothing, even Creator himself, can violate the highest and ultimate expression of the free will of any personality. This is even the top power for decision for Creator himself. So that's why if the personality in that identity expresses its final decision, which is ultimate, the three Ancients of Days, the chief administrators of this sky that is above our head, that is one super universe, they will pass the verdict to annihilate the identity of that personality. And it shall be instantaneously carried out, this verdict. So that's why, ponder my words, whether you are Putin, Trump, Netanyahu, Khamenei, or whatever other leader of any nation, and make adequate corrections to your thinking and to your living. I train spiritual teachers because without spiritual teachers, it is impossible to educate humanity and to enlighten mortal's mind. It is only Creator who is the source and center of light and enlightenment. That's why I teach the spiritual teachers, because this mission has been conferred on me by Creator himself. And we have this living temple and living religion of the Paradise Trinity I Am. And during the living communion, that is, during our living association with Creator, in a collective of our brethren, we do experience the opening in its depth of our spiritual personality. And we then feel the sonship or daughtership of each of our brethren. And the brotherhood and sisterhood, it is also being felt by our consciousness. So in this sort of consciousness, enlightened, it is possible to create a never-expanding brotherhood for the benefit of all, for the well-being of the whole of humanity and the universe, and even the whole of creation. And I know what I speak of